Okay, so just 4 quick problems, really short notes, and then a Schoology quiz. So the first thing we want to do here, these are going to be ones that look a little bit different. So if you look at the first problem in the top left-hand corner, I've got x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. And so what I know that I have to do with this is I'm missing my middle term. And so if I write it as x squared plus 0x minus 4 is equal to 0, it looks like we're used to seeing. I look at my c value, that tells me diff and sub. So I need 2 numbers. I put my parentheses down here. Different signs, 2 numbers that multiply to get me 4, that when I subtract them I get 0. So I've got 4 and 1 and 2 and 2. Again, for them to subtract to get 0, they have to be the same number, so 2 and 2 works. So I can go 2 and 2. Again, just to make sure, we didn't do our slide divide bottoms up with this one because there wasn't a number in front of my x squared. It was already just a regular x squared, so I didn't have to do my slide or anything like that. I just went and factored it, and then from here, go ahead and break it off into 2 separate problems. X plus 2 is equal to 0, and x minus 2 is equal to 0.
Excuse the interruption. Students who are part of the leadership mentoring, you can leave for Naven at this time. Again, students who are part of the mentoring at Naven, you can leave at this time. Thank you.
So again, I can solve both my equations once I've factored it. With the second one, this one's going to be one where I have to do my slide divide. So I'm going to go 4x squared plus 0x minus 25 is equal to 0. Again, I'm going to slide, get x squared plus 0x minus 100 is equal to 0. Again, diff and sub. So when I go parentheses, x plus, x minus, 10 and 10 will multiply to get me 100. And when I subtract them, I'll get 0. Again, I want to divide both of these by 4. They both don't divide evenly, so I'm going to have to reduce my fraction to 5 over 2. 5 over 2. Again, I got to do bottoms up since it doesn't divide evenly. So I go 2x plus 5, and then 2x minus 5. Split it off into 2 separate equations. I get 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, and 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. And so again, to solve, I'm going to subtract the 5 to the other side, get 2x is equal to negative 5, divide by 2, so x is equal to, either write it as negative 5 halves or, negative 2.5. And then add the 5 to the other side, get 2x is equal to 5, divide both sides by 2, get x is equal to positive 2.5. Again, when it's a when it's an ending decimal, I can go ahead and write it as a decimal. If it's a repeating decimal, I should change it or leave it as a fraction. So with this next one, again, same thing. I'm going to go 9x squared plus 0x minus 121 is equal to 0. Slide my 9 over, so I'm going to go x squared plus 0x minus 9 times 121 gives me 1,089. So again, this is going to be a diff and sub. So when I do my parentheses, I'm looking for 2 numbers that when I multiply them, I get 1,089, and then when I subtract them, I get 0. Again, they have to be the same number for that to happen. So I can jump over to my graphing calculator. I can go 1,089, divided by x. Go to my table, and again, I'll have to scroll down pretty far. So if you start at 0, again, you can just scroll all the way down here. Again, I know they have to be the same number. They're getting closer to each other. And I finally land on 33. So I know 33 is going to be my number. So again, back here, 33 times 33. And so I go, parentheses x plus 33 and parentheses x minus 33. And then both of these I'm going to go ahead and divide by 9. That reduces, it does reduce. So again, if I divide those by each other, my graphing calculator, hit the math button and enter twice, I get 11 thirds. So x plus 11 thirds, and then x minus 11 thirds. So I'm going to do bottoms up with the 3, and get 3x plus 11 is equal to 0, and then 3x minus 11 is equal to 0. Oops, well, yeah, I should have really... My new parentheses will be these two things, 3x plus 11 and 3x minus 11. Sorry. And so again, I'm going to subtract the 11 to the other side, get 3x is equal to negative 11, and then divide by 3. So x is equal to negative 11 thirds. Again, probably easiest, especially on a Schoology quiz, to leave it like that. Then add the 11 to the other side to get 3x is equal to 11. Divide it by 3 and get x is equal to 11 thirds. Those are my two answers then. And then the last one here, again, rewrite it as 25x squared plus 0x minus 49 is equal to 0. Do my slide, get x squared plus 0x minus 25 times 49 gives me 1,225. Diff and sub. And so again, I go x plus and x minus. My two numbers that I'm going to choose. Let's see. So again, do the same thing. Y equals 1,225 divided by x. And then same thing, I'm going to have to keep scrolling down a little bit here. Get 35. So x plus 35 and x minus 35. Again, I'm going to divide both of those by 25. When I do that, again, it reduces, both of them divide by 5, so I get x plus 7/5 and x minus 7/5. Do the bottoms up for each of these. Get 5x plus 7 and 5x minus 7. Make them both equal to 0, so 5x plus 7 is equal to 0. 5x minus 7 is equal to 0. Subtract the 7. 5x is equal to negative 7. Divide it by 5. I got x is equal to negative 7/5. Or if I wanted to write it, it gives me negative, I think it's negative 1.5. Or 1.4, sorry. Negative 1.4. Either way is acceptable. Same thing with the second one. Add the 7 and divide by 5. 5x is equal to 7. Divide by 5 and divide by 5. So x is equal to 7/5 or 1.4, positive 1.4. And that's it.